Corporate parties were always tricky. I knew my wife, Sarah, didn't enjoy them, but as part of her job, she couldn't avoid attending. She worked in a competitive marketing firm where appearances mattered as much as performance. That Friday night, she had invited me to come along. I put on my suit, not expecting anything unusual. The banquet hall was grand, chandeliers hanging overhead, soft jazz music playing, and colleagues gathered around tall tables with glasses of wine. Sarah looked stunning in her navy blue dress, smiling politely at coworkers while holding my hand. For a while, the evening felt normal. Then, her boss arrived. Mr. Clayton was one of those men who carried himself with arrogance, expensive suit, loud laugh, and the kind of confidence that felt less like leadership and more like entitlement. As soon as he spotted Sarah, his eyes lit up, and he made his way toward us. "Ah, Sarah," he said loudly, ignoring me completely. "Looking radiant tonight. I should have known you'd be my date for the evening." The words froze me. For a second, I thought I had misheard. A few people nearby chuckled nervously, unsure how to respond. Sarah's smile faltered, but she didn't have time to reply before I stepped forward. "I'm sorry," I said, my voice calm but firm. "She already has a date." "Her husband." The nearby laughter died instantly. Mr. Clayton's smirk faltered. He glanced at me as though only just noticing my presence. "Well," he said slowly, trying to recover, "I didn't mean anything by it. Just a little joke." "Funny," I replied, not breaking eye contact, because I didn't hear anyone laughing. The tension was thick. Sarah squeezed my hand, her eyes silently thanking me for stepping in. Mr. Clayton shifted uncomfortably, then forced a laugh that sounded hollow. "You're protective, I'll give you that." "Not protective," I said evenly. "Respectful. There's a difference." For a moment, silence hung between us. Finally, Clayton muttered something about mingling and walked away, pretending nothing had happened. But the atmosphere around us had changed. A few colleagues gave Sarah subtle nods of support. Others avoided looking directly at us, as though afraid of choosing sides. Later that evening, Sarah and I stepped outside for fresh air. The cold night breeze felt like a relief after the suffocating tension inside. She looked at me, her eyes glossy. "Thank you," she whispered. I didn't know what to say. He does this sometimes, little comments, gestures. I always brush them off because I don't want to cause trouble. I frowned. "Sarah, brushing it off only gives him more power. You don't deserve that kind of treatment. Not at work, not anywhere." She nodded, her voice trembling. "I know. But in that office, he's the one making decisions. I thought staying quiet was the safest choice." I took her hands in mine. "Your safety and respect are more important than his approval. We'll figure this out together." But tonight showed me one thing: silence isn't the answer. The following week, Sarah made a decision. With my support, she filed a formal complaint with HR. It wasn't easy. She was nervous about backlash. But she wasn't alone. Several colleagues came forward, quietly admitting that they had experienced or witnessed similar behavior from Mr. Clayton. Her courage sparked theirs. The investigation that followed was tense, but within a month, Clayton was removed from his position. The company couldn't ignore the pattern of complaints any longer. Sarah told me later that she never would have spoken up if not for that night at the banquet. "The way you stepped in," she said, "it reminded me that I have a voice too. I don't have to accept disrespect just to keep the peace." Looking back, I realized that evening wasn't just about defending my wife. It was about recognizing how easily people in power can misuse their influence, and how silence enables them. By stepping in, I hadn't just protected Sarah in the moment, I had helped her see her own strength. Today, Sarah thrives in a healthier workplace. She's more confident, more vocal, and far less willing to let anyone undermine her dignity. And every Thanksgiving, every anniversary, every small family dinner, I look across the table at her and think about that night. The night her boss tried to claim her as his date. The night she almost stayed silent. And the night I stepped in, not as a hero, but as a partner, reminding her of the respect she had always deserved.